Life, it's a journey that we all navigate in search of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. And yet, so many of us feel adrift, unsure of how to find our way or what truly matters. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who focused on wisdom, virtue, and resilience, offer us profound insights into leading a meaningful life. They teach us that happiness, true happiness, doesn't come from external circumstances, but from how we approach and understand ourselves and the world around us. In today's video, let's explore 5 steps that can help you live a more meaningful life. A life rooted in purpose, grounded in your values, and driven by action. These principles, inspired by Stoicism, are timeless and just as relevant today as they were in ancient times. Step 1. Self-reflection and values. The first step is self-reflection. The Stoics believe that in order to live a good life, we must first understand ourselves. We must ask, who am I? What do I value? Self-reflection allows us to look inward to better understand our desires, our fears, and most importantly, our values. What truly matters to you? What do you stand for? Without knowing these things, it's easy to get lost in the noise of the world. One of the best ways to begin is through journaling, a practice that the Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, used regularly. You might start by writing down 3 core values you want to live by. For example, courage, honesty, and kindness. Then, ask yourself, how are my actions reflecting these values? Take a moment to reflect on this. If you want to live a life that feels meaningful, it begins with knowing what's truly important to you. Step 2. Purposeful actions. Once you have a clearer sense of your values, the next step is to turn them into action. The Stoics were firm believers in the idea that virtue is not just about thinking, it's about doing. They taught that action is the bridge between values and reality. But the challenge is in taking those values and turning them into tangible steps. This is where purposeful actions come in. If you value honesty, ask yourself, what actions can I take today to be more honest in my life? If kindness is important to you, start small. Perhaps it's offering a kind word to a stranger or taking the time to listen to someone who needs it. Breaking down big goals into small, manageable steps is a powerful Stoic practice. Let's say your goal is to become a more patient person. Start with small actions. Take a few deep breaths when you're frustrated, or pause for a moment before reacting to something that tests your patience. Remember, consistency is key. Stoicism teaches us that progress comes through continuous, purposeful actions. Over time, these small steps accumulate, and before you know it, you've shaped yourself into the person you want to become. Step 3. Cultivating gratitude. The next step is to cultivate gratitude. Now, I know this might sound simple, but it's incredibly powerful. The Stoics believe that focusing on what we have, rather than what we lack, leads to true contentment. We live in a world that constantly encourages us to want more, bigger houses, faster cars, more likes on social media. But the Stoic way is different. It's about shifting your perspective, appreciating the simple things. When you wake up in the morning, take a moment, just a moment, to be grateful for the fact that you have another day to live. You don't have to have everything figured out, but you do have today, and that's something to be grateful for. Try keeping a gratitude journal. Every evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for, big or small. It could be the warmth of the sun, a conversation with a friend, or the food on your table. Gratitude is not just a practice, it's a mindset. And it's a mindset that leads to a deeper, more meaningful life. Step 4. Meaningful relationships. Next, let's talk about relationships. The Stoics didn't see life as something to be faced alone. They understood the power of meaningful connections. Meaningful relationships are crucial in finding purpose in life. It's not just about the number of people you know, it's about the depth of those relationships. But what makes a relationship meaningful? The Stoics believed in the importance of listening, truly listening, to others. It's easy to be distracted or to focus on what you're going to say next. But real connection comes from being present and understanding what the other person is going through. Empathy, vulnerability, and active listening. These are the building blocks of meaningful relationships. And these relationships, when nurtured, provide support, joy, and growth, which are essential for a fulfilling life. Step 5. Contribution and legacy. The final step is about contribution and legacy. At the end of our lives, what do we leave behind? What impact have we made? The Stoics believe that a meaningful life is one that contributes to something greater than yourself. It's not just about accumulating wealth or fame. It's about leaving a legacy that makes the world a better place. This could be through your work, your kindness, or the way you treat others. Perhaps you volunteer your time to help those in need, or you mentor someone who needs guidance. It could even be through small, everyday acts of kindness. Legacy isn't about grand gestures. It's about living in a way that aligns with your values, making decisions that contribute to the greater good. In conclusion, living a meaningful life isn't something that happens overnight. It's a continuous journey, one step at a time. Remember, the 5 steps we've talked about: self-reflection, purposeful actions, gratitude, meaningful relationships, and contribution are all interconnected. They work together, and they build on one another. As the Stoics would say, the obstacle is the way, meaning the challenges we face in life are often the very things that teach us how to live more meaningfully. So, embrace the process. Take the first step today and start living a life that reflects your true values. Thank you for joining me today. I encourage you to reflect on these steps and share your own journey in the comments. What step will you take today to live a more meaningful life?